Vito, so you have different covers for your comic book? For your
I
book?
do.
Like ones that are more like rare and stuff?
Well, they're all one of them costs a little bit more because I actually contacted. Do you have you ever
It's
heard
a
of La
porno
Blue Girl?
comic.
Kind of.
No.
You've heard of tentacle porn though, right?
Yes, I've heard of tentacle porn.
All right, tentacle porn is mostly well known because there's this Japanese guy who, since the '80s, has been drawing the most fucked up tentacle porn that all got made into like animated features or whatever.
Okay.
And I reached out to him and I said, "Would you draw a tentacle porn cover for my comic?" And he said yes.
Oh.
So I got the godfather of tentacle porn to provide one of the covers for my
He's a
comic.
Japanese guy?
He's a Japanese guy. There's a
Lives
bit of a
in Japan?
language barrier. Yeah, he's
Is he
older
super
guy.
weird?
Yeah, he's definitely super weird.
Like, is he but like he's just like exactly as
He takes it way too seriously. Like, it was hard. I was like, look, I want it to be like a little bit tasteful because like there's still part of me that wants this comic to have like slightly mainstream appeal. And I feel like if she's getting like actually split open by tentacles, it's gonna be like a little much if I ever want to get like a mainstream publisher to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of tasteful, like they're snaking up her legs, right? He's like, right, and like splitting her fucking pussy open. I'm like, no, hold on.
He speaks English?
Yeah, I think he had a translator help. I don't know if that was him writing the emails or if he had a translator. I assumed it was going through a translator.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a cool guy. Actually, because I met him at a con like 10 years ago and I bought a piece of original art of his, which I'm treasure. So I'm glad I was able to get him. It's cool.
That's cool.
Is it porno? The original art?
Yeah, it's the cover, or it's the back cover of Demon Beast Invasion Volume 2. And it is a schoolgirl with a tentacle snaking up her skirt, and there's a very telltale puddle beneath her. Clearly, she's enjoying
And
the
he
affection.
invented this genre? Like he was the first guy who was
Japan. Have you seen those old like woodblock printings of like, like a Japanese geisha getting ravaged by an octopus?
I haven't, no.
That's from like the 1800s. So there's
Okay.
always been like this undercurrent of like
Yeah.
weird Japanese erotica involving sea creatures. But he's kind of the guy who, in America we weren't exposed to it until his works started coming over. I always say like you would go to the flea market because you couldn't get anime back in the day, like it didn't really come over here, like only the really mainstream stuff. So you had to go to the flea market and get these dubbed VHS tapes, which is just a guy recording it and making dubbed tapes. And that guy would always be like, "Hey kid, you want to see something fucked up?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Yeah, I do. What is it?" And he's like, "You got to watch this shit. Don't tell your dad." And you give him like 10, 15 bucks for the tape. And then you go home and it's just a bunch of ninja chicks getting the shit raped out of them by these extraterrestrial demon tentacle monsters. And you're like, all right,
Yeah.
this is my jam. Yeah.
All right.
This was great. This was like, early 90s buying the VHS tapes.
Yeah.
This man was a formative part of my anime.
Yeah. He was,
so linking up with him feels like I've come full circle.
That's kind of cool. How old
That
is
guy was like kind of selling you child porn, kind of, wasn't he?
I mean, he was selling porn to a like 15-year-old as my dad's like, "What'd you get, son?" I'm like, it's just like some Dragon Ball shit. Don't worry about it.
Things.
It's like Pokemon. It's cool.
Yeah. All right, we got another call. 1 second, please. Hello. Thanks for calling Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Just call me Devil One.
Devil One. Okay,
Go
hold on a second. All right,
you're
about the tentacle shit.
with Dick.
It's,
All right, you're on with Dick and Vito. Go ahead.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been listening to him about talking about hentai and the tentacle shit. Long story short, it's they're not allowed showing penises, so they use tentacles to circumvent it.
Oh,
and I think it's like a ninja. I've seen what you're talking about. Some ninja chick. Technically, I think she's like 16 or 17, so it is technically.
I don't know. Let me see how old La Blue Girl is.
Don't.
The thing is,
just leave it to our imagination.
No, I don't. Come
It's
on.
not. We don't need a number for it.
See, the problem is Japan.
She's probably 18.
Like she looks small, but she's 800 years old. She's a vampire, or she looks like 22. Well, this is the problem with Japan. They make the young girls 800 years old. And like the chick that looks like they're 22, 23, they're like 14. It makes no
look,
sense.
if she's got a driver's license, if she's out there running me off the road and not signaling properly, I feel like I feel like I should get something out of it, you know?
That's fair.
All this, that's fair, right?
I have no disagreement. Especially if she doesn't have insurance. So how are you supposed to get your money back?
If this
Okay,
bitch
but
is not signaling,
here's the thing. They're not drawn as children, obviously. They're not even drawn as teenagers, okay? You think everybody who beats off to Sailor Moon porn is a secret pedophile? No, because she doesn't look like a child. She looks like a grown anime.
That's my point. That's how fucked it is.
And Sailor Moon is technically like 15.
I would love to date a Sailor Moon, but she's like 16.
Sailor Jupiter is super hot, and according to the show, she's like 16. You're like, no 16-year-old has giant knockers like Sailor Jupiter. That's not a thing.
Bro, I'm on your side. This is why I'm saying it's
I'm addressing the chat.
Oh,
yeah.
What about that Simpsons porn ads that they always put on like porn sites?
That's
you
fucking
like
weird.
that
I don't
too?
like that. No,
you don't like that.
Why don't you like that?
If the bare naked ladies are allowed to say, "I like the boom Sailor Moon thing that makes me feel the wrong thing," it's popular. Yeah. That's popular culture.
Saying it's wrong.
I like the anime cartoons.
If he made
I'm going to get the actual
movie,
quote.
He would put a samurai in it. Is that cultural appropriation? I don't know.
Is that cultural appropriation?
Dick, you're not into any of this stuff, are you?
It's been.
No, I only like adult women.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like them. I'm addicted
Shut
to
up.
them.
I know you have said
a cartoon?
You have said that Sailor Jupiter is the best looking one, and I remember you said it.
You ever
she's a handsome young lass. Yeah. I'm sure someday.
Gotta get in tune with Sailor Moon, because that cartoon has got the boom anime babes that make me feel the wrong thing.
Because
I try not to look at real women pornography because I hate that they're getting something out of it from me. I'd rather jack off to a drawing. And all my favorite porn stars are retiring. What's that?
I said jacking off to an image is the purest thing. Like back in the caveman days, just naked boobs on a wall. That's all they got.
I would
just hit women on the head.
They didn't have anything. It's just drawings.
Yeah.
I do have to correct you, though. You are allowed to depict the penis in Japanese pornography. You can't depict the head of the penis, most specifically the part where the shaft connects to the head. As long as you censor out that specific part,
so
it actually
like
is
okay. Type situation.
Yeah, they really don't want you to see the foreskin for some reason.
What do you think
fair. But I heard through the grapevine that the tentacles thing where it's just a circumvent.
Well, that is a good way to get away from it without having to. Yeah, sometimes they censor the whole penis.
It's a tentacle. Well, it's totally different. Sorry, lawyers. Totally different.
Sorry, Japanese lawyers.
A guy in Japan, actually, they take that seriously. There was a Japanese hentai artist, and he was drawing pictures of the actual penis. And I think he got jail. I think he got jail time.
Damn, Japanese
probably
jail's
did,
no joke.
honestly.
To have to go to Japanese jail too? Fuck.
Pokemon, the first, the manga, the first whatever couple of chapters, a prolific porn artist, hentai artist drew it from. Very sketchy. It was a child thing, and a lot of it was like, she's wearing Pokeballs for boobs. The guy wanted to put more porn in it, and the guy was like, "Brud, it's for kids. Stop." And the guy's like, "Nah, I just draw porn for a living, bud. I'm sorry."
Yeah, basically, the guy who was making the official Pokemon comic book, his previous history was just exclusively drawing porn comics. So you would look at the Pokemon comic, you'd be like, "Man, he's drawing Misty like a little too aggressively." Like, where is this energy coming from? And but that's the thing that's the weird thing in Japan is like most big time, comic artists they have an entire culture of, fan art, fan comics where you'll just take, their stuff and draw it, sexually and like actually sell it at conventions. And that's how a lot of artists get their start in Japan.
Do you guys have like TED Talks for this? Like a pervert X talk? I want to.